It is the beginning of July 2021. We're now officially halfway through the year. So it's time for another monthly update video. And I'm going to talk about what went on in the month of June, quite a lot of stuff. What we've got coming up in July, a busy month as well. And if you click the show more, whatever it looks like in your interface, you can see the video description with links and dates and all the stuff I'm going to be referencing here. So, check on that if you're interested in any of these things in particular. I always like to begin by highlighting three big things. So with no further ado, big thing number one, you may have seen the video come out yesterday. I'm starting a new series that I'm calling Quick Takes, and it wasn't totally quick, but quick enough. I'm going to be talking directly to viewers about things that I think are important, like, for example, being intimidated by approaching philosophical texts, which was the topic of the first one. Big thing number two, I'm also doing something new with the podcasting in my SoundCloud channel and all the other places it goes to, creating things that I'm calling Sadler's Shorts, where I'm taking a passage from a key thinker and doing a little bit of explanation, trying to keep it relatively short, like, under 6 or 7 minutes tops. Big thing number three, so many of you may know I brought out a course on basics of Stoic philosophy and practice on the Listenable platform. So I looked at the numbers for that, and it looks like quite a feasible platform. So I'm going to be producing more classes on that program starting this month. So you can check below and see a link to my profile. Tune in again, and you'll see what other courses I develop. I'll, of course, post them in social media and create videos for them as well. So those are the three big things. Let's talk now about June. June has been a brutally busy month. I picked up a lot of new clients, and I also had 2 online classes open, and they're in full swing, one at Milwaukee Area Technical College, the other at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. So a lot of back-end work on those. I also was in 2 different online events. One was the recent Aristotle and the Aristotelian Tradition Conference, where Harold Kavli and I presented what we've been working on for quite a long time, is collaborating on the notion of proiresis in Aristotle, Epictetus, Alexander of Aphrodisias, and Simplicius. I also, along with Andy Shaka, my wife and partner, gave a presentation at the recent Stoicon X Women Conference in June as well about Stoicism and relationships. What else? We continued on with the Wisdom for Life radio show. We did, the usual events, the Ask Me Anything session, Worlds of Speculative Fiction. We started a new series with going to Philip Jose Farmer's World of Tears series. We did Political Theory and Practice just this last weekend, talking about Fyodor Dostoevsky's Grand Inquisitor chapter from the Brothers Karamazov, and a bunch of other, online events as well. One of the things that I started doing last month that I'm going to continue forward is readings from my book, Reason Fulfilled by Revelation, the 1930s Christian Philosophy Debates in France, which is now 10 years old. So I thought it would be about time to return to it and do some live readings, and people have enjoyed them quite a bit. Video work, did a lot of video work this month, but I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. I got 4 half-hour Hegel video commentaries done. Didn't get any book reviews done, unfortunately, but what are you going to do, right? And I also did a video specifically on the Stoic philosophy course with Listenable. I did another one of the Twitter videos. Richard Dawkins kind of, as we say, showed his rear on Twitter, making himself look kind of foolish, criticizing Kafka's Metamorphosis. A lot of people had interesting things to say, so I did a video about that. We did a caption contest video as well. I did a few personal videos. the Sadler stories things. And I also did some remastering. So I continued on with the Epictetus and Enchiridion remastering, but I also took something that was originally uploaded in the Fayetteville State University channel, because back then YouTube didn't allow you to upload as an individual long videos. So I downloaded it, remastered it, and it's on the Christian philosophy debates. It's my address that I gave during National Library Week in 2011, so another 10-year-old thing. I also did some new Intro to Philosophy videos specifically for my students enrolled in Intro to Philosophy. I thought they could find those quite interesting. And, they've been getting some good traction and comments from other people who find them useful. So that's good. And as I mentioned, the first of the quick takes video, I did something specifically for my students, but also for lifelong learners. Anybody who feels intimidated in opening up a book of philosophy, maybe they feel it's not for them, I'm giving them a pep talk. Podcast work, pretty straightforward. We continued on with Plato's Symposium. There were, 22 videos in that series. And then we just finished up today with the last podcast episode on W.D. Ross's The Right and the Good. There's, I think, 10 podcast episodes in that series as well. So, a lot of good content there. And that's pretty much it for June. I've been working out, taking walks. Some of you may have seen my pictures that I post. Our cat was sick. She still is, recovering. And that's been more or less the month. What do we have coming up in the month of July? No conferences, which is kind of good news for me, so I can get caught up on course building and other things, right? But I do have a number of online events that you might want to participate in. Coming up on the 3rd, Saturday, all of these times, by the way, Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Time, whatever we're in right now, it's Central Time, right? On the 3rd at 12, that's noon, we'll be having our AMA, that's Ask Me Anything session. Following that at 2 o'clock for Patreon supporters, I will be having my philosophy chat. That's a more, more interactive thing. We use video conferencing for that. On the 10th, the following Saturday, we'll continue on with the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series. And we will be talking about the book 4, 5, and 6 in Philip Jose Farmer's amazing World of Tears series. So if you want to join in on that, there's 2 parts to that. There's a video premiere that happens, and then following that, we do a video conferencing session. It starts at 12 noon, and the video conferencing probably around 1:30 p.m. On the 14th at 5 p.m., we have our public Hegel Q&A and discussion. You can pop in. It's video conferencing. Anybody can come in so long as they've got an interest in Hegel and German idealism and philosophy. On the 17th, you can join me and Scott Terulli for classic metal class. We haven't yet decided on exactly what topic we're going to do, but we're thinking something that does have to do with ethics and bands and the kinds of selections that they engage in. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Maybe I'll create a teaser video or something like that for it. That's at noon as well. The following day, the 18th at 12 p.m. noon, we'll have our next political session, and that's also TBD at this time. We'll figure out exactly what we're going to talk about a little bit later. Finally, at the very end of the month, on the 29th at 6 o'clock p.m., Milwaukee Stoic Fellowship, we're going to be discussing Cicero's 4 characters or 4 roles, 4 personae, very important part of Stoic ethics. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be in Milwaukee because we do it over Zoom. We have a number of other things coming up. Of course, the Wisdom for Life radio show. You can hear it live. You can hear it on the radio in this area, and you can also hear it over the internet at 4 p.m. on Saturdays. And I'm going to be doing some more of those live readings from my book. There we go. I haven't yet decided precisely when I'm going to do those, so stay tuned, and I'll be posting about those as well. Video work. I'm going to be doing a lot of core concept videos that are specifically for my Intro to Philosophy class that I'm teaching this summer with Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. So one of the texts that I selected was Mill's on Liberty. I did some videos on it in the past, but I want to do some more on topics I didn't get to. I'm also going to be talking about trolley problems. We're going to be reading Judith Jarvis's Thompson's piece on the trolley problem, which is playing off of earlier piece, but it's probably one of the best ones for undergraduates to use to approach it. So we'll be doing some discussion of that. I'm also going to be doing some remastering of Enchiridion videos. I don't think we'll get through the entire set this month, but we'll give it a shot, right? I'll do some more Intro to Philosophy videos for my students. Use the internet effectively to study philosophy, not just in an academic setting, but as a lifelong learner. So I'll be doing some videos on that. Got some half-hour Hegel videos to do. I really do want to get to some book reviews, and this month I'm hoping also to do a review of a book that I know a lot of people are quite excited about, Nick Land's Fang Noumena. I'm going to try to do that. I'm getting interviewed for a podcast. I might do some more personal Sadler Stories videos, or depending on who makes a fool of themselves on Twitter, I might do another Twitter video. I'll definitely be doing another caption contest, because we've got, I put out one with me and the Bronze Fonz here in Milwaukee, and people are weighing in on it. And then, I'll do more quick takes videos as well. And, I might do some other stuff. I don't really know, that's kind of decide, something needs to be done. I do it on my channel. That's the cool thing about having your own channel. I've got a lot of other work I'll be working on, course management and production and grading, and I've got all my clients that I'm working with as well. Podcast stuff. So as I mentioned in the three big things, I'm releasing some new kinds of podcast stuff that I call Sadler Shorts. And you might check those out. You could find those quite interesting. Those are, something I'm producing specifically, not from a video the way I've done the previous ones, but precisely just for SoundCloud, and then everything else that SoundCloud goes to, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, right? I'm also going to be doing some more of the Sadler's lectures, specifically on Mill's on Liberty, because I need them for my students, right? And I'll probably be working on some on William James' Pragmatism as well, chapter 2 of that, some lectures I did a while back. If I get to it, I'll also do some on Pierre Hadot, Philosophy as a Way of Life, that nice section on spiritual practices that I did some lectures on. We'll see how all of this works out. And that is, hopefully everything going on this month. I'm going to continue working out and doing all sorts of other stuff in the background, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully you can join me at some of these online events. And, I look forward to producing this content, saying what you think about it. As I mentioned before, you can click the show more or whatever else you need to see to get to the video description, and there'll be links to all of these things below that you can check out. So hopefully you have a great month. Hopefully I have a great month, and that's what's going on.